All right, on this episode of Bouts talking to an individual with a big fight going on November 22nd. We'll get the HFC Lightweight Championship up for grabs. It's the main event of Havoc FC 14. We have Craig Shintani taking on Corey Gower, and I've got Corey on the show today. How's it going, man?
Going well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you asking, but I'm kind of wondering. I noticed this, championship victory you had here kind of came on the heels of a bit of a losing skid you had. So I'm kind of curious, was it especially, cathartic and validating to win a championship and sort of like snap the losing streak too? Or do you think you would have been able to just enjoy it as a separate occurrence just by itself?
Win's a win, right? Like wins feel better than losses, obviously, right? So 2017 wasn't really my year. Out of three back-to-back losses, it didn't really pan out the way I'd hoped. But no, it was really good. Actually, getting that shot like off of three losses is kind of rare.
Yeah, well, I mean, a big goal you accomplished for sure. I have to imagine it's, just an amazing feeling like to be in that kind of situation and just like the kind of like victory you got and everything like that. So, I mean, just getting into this fight here with a guy like Craig Shintani, I mean, he's one of the more, well-regarded fighters on the scene and everything like that. I'm kind of curious what your thoughts on his skill set is because I think this is a very compelling fight for both of you.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight for both of us. To be honest, it's going to be an exciting fight in my opinion. Um, he brings a lot of things to the table that I like. Like he's aggressive. He likes to bang. He's probably going to be pressing for the takedown, which is great. I'm looking forward to this one for sure.
Yeah,
Nice not having to cut down to 135 as well. I'm a little heavier right now, so that's it's perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, it's a pretty, big leap for sure, like from where you were at even just a little while ago. So I imagine the energy level is one of the big discernible differences. But have you noticed any other differences preparing for this fight here?
A lot of strength differences, obviously, right? Because I'm not, cutting so much weight and draining. Like I cut a lot of weight to make 135, right? So and I'm getting older too, so it's kind of, I don't know how many more fights at 135 I'm going to be taking. So just because the cuts are brutal, but yeah, 155 I feel a lot stronger. My punching power is definitely a lot higher. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I noticed you took your title belt to Alex Aitken Elementary School there, and you were talking to the class, taught by your cousin Angela Carpenter there. What was that experience like? Because I thought it was really cool when I saw that.
Yeah, it was very cool. To be honest, I've always wanted to do something like that, like talk in front of an assembly of kids, and because I love working with kids and stuff too, right? So it's in the future is kind of I'm hoping to start a kids program and stuff. But it was really neat getting to connect with the kids, have them ask me a whole bunch of questions about my experience in fighting, and they actually had a lot of information on me. 'Cause Angela Carpenter is my cousin, so um, so she told them a whole bunch of stories about me and stuff, and they were really curious and asked me a whole bunch of questions. It's a pretty neat experience.
Yeah, I think it's cool, man. I like how you use your platform to kind of like pay it forward and shine light on some worthwhile things. Like I'd seen at one point also that you were looking to collect some coats for the homeless a little while ago. Like I saw you were doing that a few months back on your Facebook and everything like that. So yeah, I think it's just another iteration of you using your platform and yeah, just trying to help out other people who could use it. I think that's cool, man.
Yeah, that was cool. That was successful too. Like the coats for the homeless. It was just for a friend that was their church was doing a drive for the homeless. So I just thought I could, I have quite a few followers on Facebook, so it actually worked out to our advantage, and we ended up getting a lot of coats and stuff. So that was successful as well.
No, I'm really happy to hear that, man. But to the point of like your preparations for this fight here. I mean, you've trained with a lot of great people over the years, like Wally Petrovic. I mean, you also have Josh Spong in there, just Blake McVitie, a lot of great names over the years. But I'm kind of wondering like who the core people that are preparing you for this fight coming up are.
I'm actually training with like Max Holloway and Yancy Medeiros. Like I'm in Hawaii right now, so I'm training with like some of the top level guys.
That's a great opportunity, man. Have you cross-trained much in that sort of regard in the past, or is this kind of something you've added to your preparations now that you're in like title fights?
No, I trained there in 2017. I did a 5-week camp out here, so I'm pretty familiar with the guys and their style and stuff. But I have a little bit more dialed in now. It's nice not because last time I was here, I was fighting at 135 and my weight was way down. I think I was like 148 when I was here last time, and now I'm about 170, and I feel way better. It's a lot better weight for me, I find.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I also noticed the Havoc FC championship win you had there was the first pro submission win as per Tapology there. So I'm kind of wondering, is there any elevated confidence in your submission grappling approach? Because I would think that would be, super validating.
Yeah, well, I never, I just never really, believed in my submissions as much. Like, even though I get them in the gym all the time, like, I get submissions quite often. It's just, it was usually in fights I go back to what I know, like the kickboxing, ground and pound. Like, I like to, try to hurt my opponent, basically. But, yeah, I'm if he leaves me his neck, I'll try to take it, right? Like, it's anything I can do to win at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, defending this belt here, obviously, if you get the ideal outcome, get the defense under your belt, I'm kind of wondering like what the, plans going forward would be, because you fought for quite a few different promotions, like Unified and, King of the Cage and certain promotions like that. Are you looking to kind of like have a busy schedule in 2020, maybe be a bit of a belt collector, maybe hop between these other promotions, or what are you sort of looking at for like goals in 2020?
I haven't really looked too far ahead, just one thing at a time. My main focus is this fight on the 22nd, and then once I get that belt, I'll start planning from there, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Good to be focused on one fight at a time. Definitely a tough opponent coming up here, but usually when I have fighters on the show, I kind of ask them like what music they like to train to. Like, are you one of those guys that doesn't really train to music much, and you want to replicate the conditions of fight night, or are there certain like go-to genres that get you fired up in training?
It depends where you're training at. Like, some places have music and some don't, right? Either way, it works. I can get down to anything. To be honest, I've got a pretty wide range of music that I like to listen to. So, and even if there isn't music, it doesn't matter to me. It's just getting the work in.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And you've been really great with your time. I'm curious if there's anything you'd like to add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, though.
I just want to send a shout out to like my coaches and stuff. Everyone, like Hawaii Elite, Josh Spong, he's coming out with me for this next fight, and then a couple shout outs to my sponsors, like a clean detailing and Matt Crete, it's called, and then Ron Pierce for holding pads for me. That's basically it.
Some good shout-outs there for sure, and this is going to be a real good fight going. Havoc FC 14, that is November 22nd. HFC lightweight title up for grabs in the main event. Craig Shintani taking on Corey Gower. Really appreciate all the time and insights there, Corey. Best of luck with the rest of the Hawaii preparations, and looking forward to fight night, man. Thanks for the time.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.